All right. We're on the Christmas Links tournament. We're on hole 4. It's a par 3. We're in a shootout. It's where we got our playthrough video. And this is going to be one of those holes where you can hit it from, there's a lot of different ways to hit it, but I'm definitely going to want to be starting off on the green. Tournament time, I'm not going to want to mess around here. I'm going to bring a Guardian so that I can start on the green and stay on the green and use my backspin. Now this does have quite a bit, even though in the right here it doesn't look like it. There's quite a bit of slope on this green. So if you hit it up in here, it is going to roll back down towards the hole, especially if you've got some backspin on it. So I've done this, I played this hole twice and I've started off down in here. What I'm going to have to work on down here, and then I was able to stop it up in this area and then it backspin and relatively close to the hole. What I am going to have to work on though is the first time. There's another video here where I shot this the first time that I played it, and my goal was to land on the fringe, and I started off on the fringe on that shot because I wanted to see if my rings, where I'm at in my club, if my ring adjustment was right, because typically if you set your shot up to land on a surface, you want to land on the rough, then you need to land on the rough. If you want to land on the fringe, you need to land on the fringe, because whatever your ball guide's telling you for being on the fringe, it's going to be different if you're out here on the fairway. The shot's going to react a little different. So, or excuse me, on the putting surface. So if you want to be on the fairway, you need to land, that first shot needs to land on the fairway. If you want to be on the fringe, so I set my shot up on the fringe and it actually landed on the green the first time I played this in the other video. So my wind adjustment was off just a little bit. So I'm going to have to work the numbers, and you're going to have to, in your account, is pay attention to those things. Set your ball up ideally on the green, and then when you take your shot, really pay attention to where that first landing site is. This is one of the reasons why it's really important to record your gameplay. That way you can go back and look at it and really analyze where it landed to make sure that you're doing the right wind adjustment. So if you find that you didn't bring a Guardian, you brought one of the other clubs, and you're having to maybe land on this fringe area, then you need to make sure that your first bounce is on that fringe area. So if you're adjusting out for wind, you're going to want to watch that adjustment and see, hey, I did a full adjustment and I ended up on the putting surface. So you're going to have to change that number. You're going to have to add on to it. Instead of maybe 1 per ring, it's going to be 1.3, or it's going to be it's going to be 0.7. So you'll have to look on your account to see. But I'm definitely going to be a fan on any par 3 of landing on the putting surface and staying on the putting surface. So let's see how we did in this shootout here. Turn the volume down. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of landing on these islands. Sometimes in this game, when you land on islands like that and you're hopping over a body of water or hopping over sand, the wind will affect your ball different from the first bounce to the second bounce, where it's trying to get over that chasm. So we're in about mid club right here. And we're trying to start off on the putting surface. So we did a 3-8. 3 rings is 3-6, so we're right at that adjustment. We hit the ball perfectly. Let's see where it lands. And we landed on the fringe. So we actually over adjusted for the wind with the 3-8. So we're not going to have to do as big of an adjustment. And the last time I was here, I was trying to land on the fringe, and I actually landed on the putting surface. So this is going to be a hole we're going to have to play a few times so that we can try and get that wind dialed in. Let's see how our opponent does. I think a lot of people are going to have difficulties with this, especially in one-on-one play. Because if people are bringing a wood that's lower developed that doesn't have a lot of backspin on it. If they're bringing a sniper and it's a lower developed sniper and they don't have as much backspin, they're going to have to really work on that hole. And if they bring a big dog, it's going to be the same thing. They're going to have to work pretty hard. You can see how much backspin I had to put on there with my Guardian in order to keep it on the green. So this is going to be a very difficult hole for a lot of people. And we do not want to mess around here. We want to get on the putting surface, stay on the putting surface, putt it in, and move on to the next hole. This hole, I think, is going to eat a bunch of people's lunches, especially since we've noticed that there's an issue with the rings. So if you're using the ring method, it's close, but we're going to have to make an adjustment there in order to make sure that we land on the surface that we want to land on. If we were trying to land on the fringe there and we'd set that shot up, we actually would have hit the fairway out before the green, and your ball's going to take, it's going to come in different depending on which surface you land on. All right, that was hole number 4, par 3 of the Christmas Links tournament, and it's also hole 4, par 3 of Nordic Fords. Thanks for watching.